anyone in the NBA establishment help your campaign in ways your opponents didn't enjoy?
You know, several months ago, they accused the president of saying that he could not be neutral and that he had a candidate in the election. Those words were taken out of context, but I guess the meaning was clear. He said he was only entitled to one vote, and that one vote he would exercise, and that he wasn't supervising the ECNBA, which was an independent body, and that he didn't have any desire, intention, or ability to rig the elections in anyone's favor.
But is it true that you were his preferred candidate to succeed him?
As a matter of fact, he never told me that.
You never knew he supported him?
He never told me that. He never told me that, oh, Mrs. Badiri, you are my preferred.
It is widely publicized that you are the outgoing president's preferred candidate.
Well, you see, interestingly enough, I wonder where that widely publicized view came from, because nobody ever heard it directly from me or from him.
You think it's not accurate?
No, I didn't say it's not accurate. As a matter of fact, if he said it to anyone else, he never said it to me. I don't know whether the cordiality and civility that he showed to me, whether I don't have any impression that he wasn't showing it to anyone else. As a matter of fact, one of my co-contestants, I remember, donated some gifts to a NEC meeting, and he publicly acknowledged him and thanked him. At the NBA AGC last year, one of my co-opponents had a huge banner with himself, his face and the president's face on it throughout the conference. People were asking me, oh, is the president supporting this person? I said, I have no idea, and I'm not interested. I'm just concentrating on my campaign.
You know that you are a minister's elder sister. So the question would be, how should Nigerians expect your relationship to be with the Tinubu administration? Because some are saying, perhaps you are the candidate of the Tinubu administration. How do you respond to that?
How can I be the candidate of the Tinubu administration when the Tinubu administration is not a member of the NBA?
Well, you know what I'm talking about. The kind of criticisms that government receives from an association like the NBA. Perhaps this would mean that they would have some soft landing with your organization.
The constitution of the NBA is very clear. I read it very closely before I offered myself to serve. I'm well aware of what the responsibilities of the president of the NBA are, and I have the mandate of members of the NBA to lead them. My obligation is to them.
Have you spoken personally with your opponent since this election, since after the election?
Okay, so I reached out to one of them and visited him in his office, and he politely asked me to leave. My other opponent, I called. He didn't pick up, and he hasn't returned the call since. This was after he said that he had called me twice and I hadn't replied, but that wasn't true. He called me once when I was receiving my certificate of return. And I returned the call after. I didn't see it because as you can imagine, I've been getting a deluge of calls. So I returned the call after I watched him on TV saying that he had called me twice. And the first thing I was going to tell him was that you shouldn't have gone on TV to say you called me twice when you only called me once when I was receiving my certificate. But I've called him, and he didn't pick up, and he hasn't returned the call ever since. But I plan to call him. Let me answer the question you are not asking. I have every intention of being gracious and magnanimous. I have no choice. God has been good to me. Many people didn't give me a chance. I worked very, very hard, and God crowned my efforts. I have no reason to gloat. I'm just happy that the outcome is the one that I had prayed for. And I'm mindful of the responsibility that I have, not just to the people who see me as an inspirational figure, but for the members that are expecting a lot from me. So I have no desire not to reach out to them or work with them or seek their support.
I want us to talk about